And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review, and today I am reviewing Luigi's Mansion 3, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is, you guys remember in my past couple of reviews for Luigi's Mansion and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, I said I really liked both of them. Mostly the first one. I still liked the second one, but it was very different than the first one, and I preferred the first one more. So that's why I was really excited to finally get a chance to play Luigi's Mansion 3, because Luigi's Mansion 3 goes back to a little bit more of what Luigi's Mansion 1 is. The more open-esque stuff, some of the callbacks, but with more to do, better graphics, and a lot of other good stuff. So this game came out in 2019, by the way, so it's been a little while. A lot of people are already calling for Luigi's Mansion 4. I'm not surprised. After playing this game, I'm not surprised. This is really good. So once again, thank you to LikunMiffery for letting me borrow this game. Once again, as always. So let's jump right into the review, shall we? I thought that there was more exposition in this game than the first two. The first game doesn't really have that much of exposition. What I mean by exposition, I mean by pre-stuff, like establishment of like the story before you actually get to the game. The first game didn't really have much of that. The second one had more, but not like as much as this game does, I thought. So I did like that. It was cool seeing a Toad try to drive a bus, and everything that happened with that. It was nice to kind of see all that stuff. I liked it. Also, another minor thing about this game, but every hotel I've ever been to has a key card for the room. And this game just leaves the doors unlocked. I know it's an abandoned hotel on like ghosts, so it's not gonna be like up to standard. But you couldn't have came up with like fake ghost like ID cards. That would have been pretty cool. Like hotel key cards even. Well, that would have been pretty cool. But alas, they didn't do that. But also, maybe 3 title cards is a little too much. We get the first one when it's like all nice and outside dandy, nice and stuff. The second one, and then the third one, second and third one are right back to back from each other. And the second one is, the hotel's still lit up like it's normal, but it's like nighttime, and then boom, the actual title card. Luigi's Mansion 3. I don't know, maybe the third one could have been like the only one, I think, that would have worked out good. But, it's not a big deal. It's fine. Also, let's talk about the graphics in this game are incredible. They are really, really good. Best in the series by far. The music is awesome, as always. And I thought the areas themselves, there's a lot to do in this game. The areas are very well designed, with lots of cool stuff to just search around and discover, ghosts to catch, things to uncover, collectibles to grab, all this sort of stuff. And they're designed well. There's lots of different areas in this hotel. A castle, a jungle, all this sort of stuff. And it's just awesome. It's not just a conventional hotel look. The hotel is very elaborate, and it kind of serves as a base setting to get all of these different biomes and environments represented in this game. And like I said, I was happy with what they did in the first game, but it was all mansion-like rooms for the most part. The second game, they went out into different buildings. This one, they went back to one building, but took stuff from the second game and made it a lot more elaborate spaces to explore, which I thought was a great idea. And they built that on even more. So that was really, really cool. I just love going in and vacuuming all the stuff up that I possibly could, finding as many ghosts as possible, getting as much money as possible, collecting the gems if I could find them. And I think that was just done really, really well, in my opinion. So in the first game, they had you use a Game Boy for a map. The second game, they had you use a DS as a map. This time, you use a Virtual Boy? Okay. You couldn't have just used the 3DS? Or a Switch? Came out on the Switch. You couldn't use the Switch. The Virtual Boy just seemed like a weird thing to do. Like, I know they want to like pay homage. It's a nice Easter egg for more hardcore older Nintendo fans to see the Virtual Boy there. And they even got the whole thing when you go into the map thing. It's like all red and stuff, like the Virtual Boy is. So that's cool. But it's just a weird thing to have as your like home like throwback console thing. I don't know, it's just weird to make point. And like I said earlier, the game, it feels more like the first one instead of the third one. The second one, I mean, the second one, Dark Moon, feels a lot more like a linear experience. Still has that exploration feel to it, but you know, you go from one area to the next, and there's like missions you gotta do and all that sort of stuff. This game feels a lot more like the first game, and where it's more open. You can go to the rooms as much as you want, and there's more stuff to in that open exploration type thing, which I think is what this game is should be. I like that there's a lot more, a lot of new gameplay mechanics that work really cool. The slam thing is awesome. The thing where you shoot the plunger and then you can break down stuff, that comes in really handy in many places. The special light thing that you can do by pressing X, that's a great addition in my opinion. So it gives a lot of new ways to uncover areas and a lot of new ways to tackle challenges. And I think that's really, really, really good. So, and the boss ghosts are back. Yes, I loved the boss ghosts from the first game. It was very disappointing that they didn't pop up in the second game. And in this game, they are back, baby. And I think they are better than they are in the first game, which is saying something, because they were really good in the first game. They feel like they have more detail, and they're a little bit more challenging to approach. They have their own unique like move sets and ways to defeat them, which gives them more uniquity and also allows for more creative design, which I think is awesome. So I loved fighting them in the game, and they were really, really good. Some of them were pretty challenging, for sure, which was a little annoying, and some of them are hard to figure out like exactly what you're supposed to do, because with all the new gameplay stuff, there's a lot of different routes that you can there's a lot of stuff in your head. You're thinking, okay, how am I going to approach this? Am I going to use the special light? Am I going to use the plunger? Am I going to use the slam thing? Well, I guess you're going to use the slam thing for mostly everything, but the plunger thing, the light, am I just going to wait for him to have an opportunity, like open up an opportunity after like he does like gets dizzy and falls down or something? So that can be a little confusing, but it's cool that you get to experiment with all the other stuff. So I thought the puzzles, and there's a lot of cool puzzles in the areas that you go in this game in order to navigate the room, or navigate like, you know, getting a key, or and you know, the keys in Luigi's Mansion in the first game were kind of a complaint for me. Not really, but kind of. In this game, you do have keys that you need to get to unlock rooms. However, it's not every room, or it doesn't feel like every room that you have to go to. It didn't feel as forced in this game, which I really liked. So, not a lot better. But the puzzles themselves, they were very challenging, but they got my brain going, and that was pretty good. I did find myself consulting a walkthrough a lot. And I don't like consulting walkthroughs for games, but, you know, it was kind of just like, oh, you gotta, like, look around a little more, or you just gotta consult all of your mechanics and, like, abilities that you have in the game. And most times I just failed to realize, oh, yeah, I have this. Oh, yeah, I can do this. When, you know, that would just gotten me through it without having to consult the walkthrough, but... some of the other things that you can do in this game besides the main story. How about the Scream Park? I think that's a cool addition. It's not really as it's the first time really that the game has had some non-story stuff to do. So I think that's really, really cool. You also have the Screen Scraper, which is, I think, great for multiplayer. which, again, this game has never had multiplayer. It's also good for online play, another thing this game's never had, and has its own unique ghosts. Though I really only found it appealing to people that are like more hardcore players or like completion, 100% people of the game. So, but it serves a purpose, and I'm glad it elaborates on that purpose. The last thing I'll talk about is the professor. The professor makes a return in this game, and he is super annoying. He's not as annoying as in past games, but you do get he just proves to be very unhelpful. You have this hotline thing. You can contact him on a hotline, and he's supposed to give you advice. Half the time he didn't even know what to say. The other half, he just told me stuff that I've already done and just wouldn't help me progress in the game. So that was completely useless. And he was just super annoying and would tell me stuff and would try and direct me on a path that I wasn't going, because he makes the game a little more linear. If you follow what he does, you're not going to really explore as much of the game as you could if you just kind of went off on your own. I didn't know you could turn them off. I wish I'd done that. But you can do that. But I don't know. It was just, I didn't like it. I didn't like the professor in this game. I really haven't liked the professor in many of the games. He's fine. He's just not. It's more annoying than anything else, in my opinion. And that's it for my review of Luigi's Mansion 3. My final score for this game. Amazing game. Second favorite in the series, probably. I still like the first one better, but it's better than Dark Moon, in my opinion. So, go 1, 3, 2 for my rankings. Hopefully there's not a fourth one out by the time this video finally comes out. But, anyway. My final score for Luigi's Mansion 3. Gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10, in my opinion. Really, really good game. And would 100% recommend playing it. It's a great game. So that's gonna do for this review, though. So if you have played Luigi's Mansion 3, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. That's gonna do it for this video as well. So stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more game reviews and other awesome stuff. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.